And hello, everyone. Welcome to Power Scanning. It is September 6th, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. My name is Daniel, and I am greeting you today once again from our beautiful office here in Montreal. And I tell you, it is a cold day today. Oh boy, fall is starting. It's only 15 degrees centigrade. Not sure what this is in Fahrenheit, but it's not warm. It is gray, it is rainy, and yeah, it's actually cold in the office. The heating system is not enabled yet, so it's actually quite chilly here. But nonetheless, yeah, hopefully we're gonna heat up during this session as we look for the most promising swing trading setups for the week and the weeks ahead. But before we get into it, though, let me ask you, where are you guys calling in from? Please share your location in the Q&A box. Who do we have today? Let's see. All right, I can see we do have a full house. Gerd from Coesfeld in Germany, and he says he's going to be attending the World of Trading in November. Great, I'll be there too. Gerd. Stephen from Singapore. Hey, Stephen, how are you? Far away. I bet you it's a bit warmer over there. Cyprus from Aubrey from Cyprus, and he's asking, what's the heating system? Yeah. Funny, Aubrey. Gernot from Vienna. Hey, Gernot, wie geht's? Keith from Scotland, near the border to England. Hey, Keith, nice to see you. Who else do we have? I do see a whole bunch of familiar names here, so don't be shy. Please share your location with us today. Who else do we have in the room? All right, so while you're putting this in, I'm going to quickly check. Yeah, we also have Homa today in the chat. So if you have any questions, please don't be shy. Homa will be manning the chat. We have Florian from Augsburg. Hey, Florian, how's it going? Over there, Christian from Hamburg. All right, great. Perfect. So we do have Asia, we have Cyprus, which is, I guess, in Europe. We have Germany, we have Scotland, and we have Canada, and we have, yeah, the US, of course. And David says it's 59 degrees Fahrenheit. Yes, it is. It's chilly and rainy and gray. But, and Greg Bruns from Greg from Idaho. Hey, Greg, how's it going? Perfect. Okay, so let's get started. A quick reminder that we are going to be talking about swing trading today. So it's not about day trading, where you would open and close the trade perhaps within a day or within a couple of hours. And it's also not long-term investing. So we are right in the sweet spot, right in the middle of these two extremes. And give or take, each swing trade may take between 2 and 20 weeks. And what we're going to show you today is actually something that you can repeat on your own within just a couple of minutes. So we call this the 30-minute Sunday strategy. It's a bit of a misnomer. First of all, it may take you less than 30 minutes to find the most interesting trades. And secondly, this is something you can do every single day, not just on Sunday. I just feel that on Sunday it's always a nice way to prepare for the week ahead, but you can do this scanning every single day when the market closes. And I promise you, every single day there will be interesting stocks to look at. All right, and how this works and which scan criteria we will be using, we're going to see in today's webinar. All right, now, a quick introduction in case you are joining us for the very first time. So we are Trading Indicators, tradingindicators.com. My name is Daniel. I'm one of the founders, and I have created Trading Indicators together with Homa here in the middle about 10 years ago. In fact, we are nearing our 10 years anniversary later on this year, so stay tuned for this. And about halfway through our journey, Nicholas, who is on vacation today, he joined our company and he's been instrumental behind the development of most of our latest indicators. And over the years, we've built a lot of trading indicators for clients all over the world, more than 1,000 of them for all the big platforms, for TradingView, for Thinkorswim, ModifWave, NinjaTrader, and so forth. And most of what our indicators do is so-called technical analysis, which is basically a pattern analysis, a mathematical analysis of your price chart. We believe that fundamentals are almost immediately priced in. And by analyzing your price chart, you will actually indirectly take into account these fundamental information. We also believe that trading should be simple. We really advocate this. We don't want to overcomplicate things. In fact, we also believe that trading is simple, but there are two things that need to come together. First off, you need to use the right tools. Very important. So you need to use the right scanners, the right indicators. And secondly, you need to know what to look for. And one mission of this session today, and actually all our webinars that we're hosting, is to share with you what we are looking for when it comes to trading. And having this said, please make this session your own. If you have any questions, don't be shy. Put these into the Q&A box, and Homa will be bringing your question to my attention as we proceed through this presentation. Also, a quick reminder that trading does contain risk and therefore is not suited for every investor. If you trade, make sure to only use risk capital, which is money that you actually can afford to lose. When it comes to backtest performance or hypothetical performance or really anything based on historical data, keep in mind that this is not necessarily indicative of future performance, and any trade ideas and strategies and setups discussed in this presentation should not be construed as trade advice. These are for educational purposes only. All right, so before we start our market overview, a couple of housekeeping items. First off, if you have not watched our Tech Talk yet, you can rewatch that tradingindicators.com/story. It's all about deciphering the market story. And it really doesn't matter whether you are a swing trader or a day trader or you trade options or futures, because these are base concepts that you can apply to any kind of trading. If you want to understand what we do to read the market story, simply go to tradingindicators.com/story. And Homa, please put this link into the chat box if you can. So tradingindicators.com/story to, first of all, rewatch the recording of our Tech Talk. And secondly, you can still take advantage, I think only for today or maybe tomorrow, maybe Homa, you can qualify. I'll comment on this.
Hi everyone. Yeah, so actually yesterday was supposed to be the last day at midnight, but we did have a few requests for people that wanted to extend it until today. So we just decided to keep the special through until this evening. So at midnight tonight, that's going to be over. So if you are interested in getting something, I'd encourage you to do it today.
Yeah, and all you need to do is to enter the discount code STORY at checkout to get 30% off our market IQ and our market sentiment indicators. All right, a few other things. We have a bootcamp recorded surrounding our dashboard, and I think we're going to re-record this bootcamp in the near future. And why am I pointing this out? Because what we do today will only just hit the surface of what is possible with the dashboard. We only use a few features. There are so many more things that you can do. If you want to learn all about these features, we're adding new features almost every week. Check out this bootcamp at tradingindicators.com/bootcamp. We do also have a Discord channel, and from now on, we're gonna post some swing trading ideas in our Discord channel as well. Check it out at tradingindicators.com/discord, which is completely free. And lastly, what we're gonna be doing today is interactively scanning for interesting setups. And it would be easiest and best for you if you would follow along. And you can follow along if you just simply sign up for our Liquidity View dashboard, which is the scanner that we will be using today. You can do this completely free. Sign up for a full week of a free trial at tradingindicators.com/view. And if you decide to stay on board, of course, we have interesting monthly and yearly options. And the best of all, you will get instant access. So if you decide to come on board right now, you're going to get instant access to our dashboard. All right. And lastly, we also have written an ebook. For those of you who are joining us week after week, you know this already, called The Power of Three, which details further our three main setups that we typically scan through in these scanning sessions. Our three favorite setups, which is bouncing off resistance or support, which is the break of a zone or the zone break retrace, and how these setups work and why we think these are so powerful. Check out our ebook at tradingindicators.com/power-of-3. And lastly, if you have any feedback, any suggestions about what we could include further in our dashboard, perhaps new symbols or new features, please don't hold back. This is what drives the development of our dashboard, and we'll be more than happy to hear from you. So don't be shy. Put these suggestions into the Q&A box or perhaps send us an email afterwards. All right, now without further ado, let's get into it. So I'm going to our
Daniel,
market
do you
review.
mind if I say something about Discord just briefly?
No, of course not. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I would encourage everybody to check out our Discord channel and share any insights you have there, any trades, anything from the watch list from today that worked or didn't work for you. And it'll be great for other people to be there. We're gonna have a small competition there shortly. And randomly, somebody that does share something in there will be picked for a special. So I encourage everybody to visit Discord and then you can take advantage of the prize.
Cool. Yeah, check it out. Tradingindicators.com/discord for the invite. And Larry, you were asking, you cannot log into the dashboard. Let me quickly show you what the link is. So the link to log in to our dashboard before we start with our market review, where is it? There we go, is the following. So I'm going to quickly go to our browser. One second, guys. So all you need to type in is really a view.tradingindicators.com. That's the homepage of our dashboard. And I'm going to log out real quick just to show you the process. So once you are going to this link and you're not logged in yet, you will see this login screen. And the very first time you will log in, you have to create an account first. So you click on this create an account button, you put your name in there, your email address that you use to subscribe to the dashboard, and you select the password. And then you follow the instructions. You have to confirm your email address through a link and so forth. This is very fast. And once done, you can log in with your username and password. Just like I'm doing right now. You're logging in, and then you should have access to the dashboard. So Larry, let me know if this works for you. If not, please send us a quick note by email. I'm going to help you that way. All right. So let's start with the market overview. I'm going to start with the SPY. All right. So well, it is still business as usual. I'm tired of saying this. I'm kind of not tired of saying this because the markets are just going up, which is nice. If you long position, I think most of you will probably be long position in the SPY. So we did have a sizable drop, a level 2 drop as per our trend rate. You can see these two rows are being read here on Tuesday. Of course, Monday was Labor Day. The markets were closed. And on Tuesday, the markets dropped down, but they finished bullish. So the candle finished bullish. We went up and we closed this gap here. You can see this little gap right after this drop. Let me just draw this in here. This tiny gap. This was almost closed immediately, shortly afterwards. And it's really interesting because this has happened in the past so many times where we saw a down gap like this one here, and almost immediately this gap was filled. So this Tuesday's gap was no exception to this. We dropped down, and on, when was it? On Thursday, this gap was already filled. We made all-time highs on Friday after the job numbers got released on Friday morning. The markets opened higher, but then finished a bit weaker throughout the day. But nonetheless, the bullish trend is unchanged. I actually did buy some SPY stocks after this gap on Tuesday, so I'm positioned long a bit further in the SPY after this gap, which worked out nicely. And this is exactly what we are looking for. Typically, when we're trying to go long a stock, we're waiting for some kind of weakness, temporary weakness in the market, which is always a great opportunity to enter into the market at a much better price and with less risk on the table. So this was the SPY, so looking very bullish. And of course, the QQQ, as you may imagine, also looks bullish. We had pretty much the same setup once again as we had in the SPY. Of course, both symbols are correlated, but with small differences. So let me explain to you what the differences are. And maybe I'm going to repeat what I mentioned when was it? Last Saturday. Yeah. Because somebody has asked me, hey, why would you pick the SPY over the QQQ or the QQQ over the SPY if you wanted to trade long? And I said at the time, hey, I kind of favor the QQQs. So this was last weekend when we had this discussion. Why? Because at that point, the QQQs, they were nowhere near the all-time highs. So all-time highs were all the way up here at 583. And on that Saturday, we were down at 570. So we're 13 points off. Whereas the SPY, they're pretty much right at their all-time highs. So I was thinking, perhaps the QQs, they will play catch up to the SPY and they're going to push towards all-time highs. So I kind of favored a long trade in the QQQs for that reason. Then we had the drop on Tuesday. I also bought some shares of the QQs on at that point, similar to the SPY. And now we dropped higher. We did not make all-time highs, but also Friday was a bit of a down day. After the job claims, we opened high, then we dropped down and we recovered towards the close of the market on the weekend. Right now, of course, we are extended, but both trades kind of worked out. I do think that we're going to see all-time highs in the Qs probably later in September. It smells like it. And, just like the SPY, the QQs are probably going to push higher above their previous high from August 13. Would I enter right now at this moment? Probably not. It's kind of against the style that I favor when it comes to going long. I'm waiting for weakness. I'm waiting for these gaps down. A nice level 3 pullback and trend radar. You can see it here or here. These are the moments in time where you want to pay attention and where you want to consider long positions. And the beautiful thing about our dashboard is, in fact, you can scan for these pullbacks very easily. Just a quick demo of how this can work. There's a scan column in here called pullback. And if you go, for example, to the filter next to it, you can select level 3 pullback. You select this one here, and then you see all the stocks which are currently having a level 3 pullback. So, for example, this one here, ABN AMRO Bank, whatever that stock is, I can click on it, and you will see that, okay, that stock currently is experiencing, with that down there on Friday, a level 3 pullback. 1, 2, 3 rows down here in Trend Radar. So 1, 2, and 3. So we can scan for these weaknesses in the market. And if you combine this with trend information, like of stocks which are trending upwards for a long time, like this stock here, like ABN, or for example, this one here, Egan Ltd, which is an insurance company. If you click on it, you will see also this one, is currently experiencing a pullback. We closed that gap here, pretty much almost closed. It's probably going to go a little bit further down. And nonetheless, this could be an interesting long entry opportunity simply by combining our pullback reads with trend information. So this is one of our favorite setups. It's a very easy setup to find. And as a trend trader, this is sometimes exactly what you need, or kind of only what you need to find interesting long ideas. Okay, but we're going to get to these a bit later. Now, what else do we have? Gold. Yes, gold. It finally broke out. We discussed it in our newsletter on Monday, and it materialized very nicely. So I'm going to open the GLD here. We broke out 4 days ago. You can see it here, long break 4. It means we broke above resistance finally. 4 days ago on Tuesday, I believe. Yeah, we gapped open above resistance here. You can see this little breakout symbol, open above resistance, and now we had a nice follow through after the breakout. And if you remember, you have 2 things to say. First off, I'm going to quickly go back to my slides to show this to you. So when a break happens, where are we? 1 second. There we go. So when a break happens, you can see either to the downside or to the upside, like in this case, oftentimes we do have a nice follow through. So we broke above resistance and prices just follow through afterwards. That's very common. So this happened right now already. But what's also is very common is that after that follow through, the initial follow through, there's a bit of a fake out in the market. You can see it here. Prices initially go up and then they come back to the broken resistance level. And this is something that we may, well, I can't, I don't have a glass ball in front of me, a crystal ball, but this is something that may happen with GLD as well. We may come back towards this broken resistance level. Prices may retrace down, maybe attempt to close this gap here, the gap that was open on Tuesday after Labor Day, come back down, and then this could be a really interesting long opportunity. So right now, I would be very careful going long. Prices are expensive. I would wait for a pullback. Of course, there's no guarantees. Maybe the price is just going to continue higher, pushing higher. That's possible, but I personally will wait for some sort of pullback, a level 3 pullback, trend radar, level 4 pullback. These are the opportunities that you want to wait for. And gold has been so good to us. Look at this. Just by combining gold with our trend radar indicator, every single time we saw a level 3 pullback, these 3 levels, 3 red areas down here, every single time, this could have been a great long opportunity in GLD. It's simply rinse and repeat. Level 3, level 4 pullback, long, level 3 pullback, long, and so forth and so forth. So now I'm going to do the same thing. Nothing really has changed. I'm going to be waiting for such a pullback and then go long. And the beautiful thing about our dashboard is you can be alerted of these pullbacks. You don't really have to check every single day. What you could do, for example, is you will create a dynamic watch list as we say it. So for example, you can say, I'm interested in stocks which are bullish and which are currently having a level 3 or level 4 pullback. You can do like this. You give this scan a name. I'm going to call this the level 4 pullback. For example, like this is a dynamic watch list. Every single day, new stocks will qualify for this watch list and other ones will disqualify. And then you can go to alerts up here. And you may notice we redesigned our settings menu, looks much nicer and cleaner now. So you can go here and you can define a trade alert and say, okay, I'm interested in being alerted whenever a level 4 pullback happens. You can select multiple watch lists that way. And then every single day you will receive an email with all these stocks which currently satisfy this criteria. So it's one of the cool things about our dashboard. You can define alerts for pretty much everything. Okay, so that was the GLD. And let's move over to silver. I believe you also discussed silver last week, and silver was at a very similar situation as gold. I'm going to use the SLV, the iShares Silver Trust. And also last weekend, silver was exactly where gold was at the brink of breaking above resistance. So we were right here. That was last Friday's candle. We discussed, okay, there's a good chance we're going to see a zone break. This is what happened. We broke above that resistance level on Tuesday, and then a nice follow through. But also here, there's the danger, the danger of retracing after the zone break, coming back to the broken resistance level, which is now acting as support. So also here, I personally would wait for prices to come down a little bit before considering long positions in silver. All right, so that's pretty much the same situation here in silver. All right, now let's look at oil, USO, and oil can be discussed very quickly because it's really boring in oil. Sideways, being caught in between support down here and resistance up here. So prices are kind of stuck in the very narrow range. I'm not interested. I will get interested if we are getting close to an extreme. If we are getting close to our resistance level up here around 83, then I'm going to consider short positions or short setups, or we're going to go down here to the other extreme, near support around 60 or 63. This is where I get interested in because that's where we have our really nice high reward and low risk setups. Because, for example, here, if you go up to the 83 area, we could bet on the fact, okay, prices are going to be bouncing off this level towards the middle, in between resistance and support. Now, stop loss just above this level, very little risk, nice potential reward if it pans out. This is where I'm going to be getting interested in oil. Right now, we are caught in no man's land. Not so interesting right now. All right. So that was oil, but let's look at Bitcoin, BTC. All right. Bitcoin is at a critical juncture. I mentioned it last week. We mentioned it in our newsletter too. Why am I saying this? Well, look, let's see what's happening right here. So we are basically at this cluster of former support, this red area here, and current support and former resistance. And since resistance was broken, this is also acting as support. This area must hold. If prices are, my opinion, in my view, coming below this level and breaking this level, we will see a deeper correction in Bitcoin, I believe. Prices will then go down to the 98,000 area. So this is a super crucial area and it's being tested right now. We want prices to stay above this level. This level should hold if we want to see another attempt at all-time highs around 123,000. So it's going to be super interesting to see what will happen next week when the full market opens. Of course, Bitcoin is trading right now. If we go to the live market here, we can see, yeah, we're still around the 110,000 level right now. So this is a really crucial level to hold. All right, and maybe what else do we have? I think that summarizes our market overview for right now. So very good. So I'm going to quickly look
Daniel,
if there
how about
are.
we get through a couple questions because I
Yeah,
have
let's do it. Yeah,
okay. So Gernot, I hope I did I say that properly? Gernot.
cannot.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's okay. Great. I'm learning a little bit of German. He's saying that he's new to the scanner and he wants to know, and it's a great question. I'm sure other people have the same question. In the column for MA Rush, what does the
mhm.
hyphen mean? Why is it not bullish or bearish?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. So, for example, if you filter for those, and we do have, yeah, actually, let me find the hyphen. Let me find a good symbol for it. That typically means, I'm not sure if I can find one real quick now. It means there hasn't been a trend change yet. What do I mean by this? So let's look at the symbol here, which has a number 2. You can see here 2 bars ago, the trend has changed from bearish to bullish. And this is what the indicator picks up here in the scanner, basically the last trend change. So 2 days ago, 2 trading days ago, trend change from bearish to bullish. That's why the arrow is pointing upwards, and we have the number 2 here. If this is a stock which for some reason never had a trend change, it just kept on one direction. There's never been a read, a label as per MA Rush. Nothing is shown in the scan column. You see this dash. It's really for outliers. And we're thinking about changing the logic a little bit, but this basically means this stock has never seen a trend change. Yeah.
Lenny has a comment here about Discord, and I do want to address this. I think I'm going to send a note out actually as an email to our community. So he's saying he's going to give it another shot, but the bots that have been impersonating our team were a bit of a turnoff. I understand that, and I want to know how many people have been experiencing this. So Lenny and to the others out there, either send us an email or watch out for the email that I'm going to be sending out this week because this is a big problem, unfortunately. And we are trying to figure out how to mitigate it, but there's not much we can do when it comes to all these bots. But I hope people will still continue using Discord despite that because it's a great platform to be able to communicate with each other.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, that's a very easy tell whether you are being contacted by a bot or a fraudster. Basically, if anyone reaches out to you, pretending to be me or Home or Nicholas or anybody from our team, this is 100% a fraudster. We will never contact you directly on Discord by a text message. That's part of our policy. If we contact you, it will be by email from our email address. You can verify this is it's tradingindicators.com. On Discord, we will never reach out to you. So if somebody reaches out to you 100%, this is a fraudster. You do not interact with that person, just block him.
And when Daniel says when someone reaches out to him, he's referring to a direct message from
Yeah,
us. So it would, if it's outside of a post in the forum and it's a direct message, it's an impersonator.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
okay, we have someone here who an anonymous attendee. So they're wondering on the daily time frame, liquidity IQ and MA rush appear on the chart, but on the weekly chart, they take a long time to place.
Oh,
And he
let
wants
me
to know what
check.
happens.
Let's have a quick look. It should let's see now. They're here too. On the weekly chart as well. Not sure why it's taking a long time for you, but they should load just as fast on the weekly. Maybe send me a note afterwards with this particular symbol in mind, but typically there should not be a difference in loading speed between these two time frames. Yeah.
Okay, we
Uh,
have a few symbol requests. We'll do those later.
yeah.
Lenny wants to know if Bitcoin recovers and bounces back, will the whole crypto sector benefit?
Well, there's definitely some correlation between Bitcoin price and stocks which follow Bitcoin or which are heavily invested in Bitcoin. So I believe so. It will not hurt, to say the least. Whether there will be a direct correlation, oftentimes no. We had, sometimes we look at strategy or MicroStrategy. Where is it? Strategy, I guess it's called. If I can type. Okay, there we go. Oh, by the way, one thing that's gonna come very soon is a new feature of the dashboard, which will allow you, similar like in Excel, to freeze a column. So even if you have multiple lots of columns on the scanner, the very first one will always stay put. So even if you scroll to the right here, you will always see the name of the ticker, which is something we're gonna be releasing hopefully next week already, or if not, then 2 weeks from now. Okay, so yeah, so MicroStrategy, you would think it's directly correlated to Bitcoin. There is definitely some sort of correlation, but it's not always 100%. But I do believe if, for example, Bitcoin goes further up, it will not hurt MicroStrategy, to say the least. Of course, there are always some other factors involved. All right, moving on. So let's have a look of what we looked at last week. Have a look at our watch list from last week to see how our trades panned out and perhaps which ones are currently working and which ones are perhaps not working so well. So I'm gonna go to my watch list from last week. You can see it here. We had 6 symbols that we looked at, and let's go through them. So the first one was YPF, Sociedad Anónima. Nice bounce setup. You can see prices came down. A stock which has been trending up for 760 trading days. We came down to this key support level, and prices are basically unchanged from last week, still on this level. And here, it's still valid. We are hoping for a bounce off this level towards the middle, at least in between support and resistance. So this one is very much still in play. VRTX, Vertex Pharmaceutical Incorporated. Yeah, also here the bounce is in progress. We had a nice bounce off this level. Not much has changed yet. I'm still hoping for this gap to be filled here. This is sizable down gap here. So that's the idea that prices will come much higher. But, this setup still is valid. Looking good so far. Rheinmetall, the German company, doing good too. Here the idea was that we thought, hey, we found a bottom in this stock. Not necessarily because it hit support, it actually went below support here, but it hit our second MA rush line. You can see here prices went down to this level. This has happened in the past. For example, down here where prices went down to the second MA rush line. really like the average price, the mean of the price, and then it bounced from this level. So this happened here on October 20th, and we called this as a bottom in this corrective move. And now we're thinking, hey, we're gonna catch up and perhaps go towards the all-time highs. This is playing out nicely as well. All right. Moving on, a German stock exchange, Deutsche Börse. That's the one which it's still in play. We're hoping prices were right here on on the last weekend. We get our move downwards to our fill zone. Yes, if you played that trade, you will be live right now, either directly invested into the stock or perhaps you did this with options. And the idea is that we're going to bounce off this level towards higher price levels. That's still in play. We did go a little bit below the support level, but I do believe it's not broken yet. So this bounce trade is still very much alive. Cintas Corporation, that's the one which disappointed me a little bit. We did not hold our support level here. I'm directly invested into this company too, which makes it even more disappointing for me. So we broke below the support level. I still think that this uptrend, this stock is in this stock has been trending up for a long time, is intact. It's unchanged. But this corrective move off the all-time highs is just a bit deeper than I anticipated. And now we have to see how far we're going to go down. I'm still positioned long. I'm going to potentially wait this one out. I believe in that stock. It's an interesting stock. We do have earnings coming up as well on September 24th, which could shake things around once again. But so far, this support level did not hold. But I'm still positive that this is just a corrective move and this overarching long trend will continue. And one more stock is our beautiful Australian stock, which had a zone break retrace set up, Dalrymple Bay. Yeah, it went down to our fill zone. Zone break retrace here, so we barely moved into this fill zone. So if you get your fill here, we are off to a good start for this one as well. So overall, I think pretty good picks for since last week. But let's see if you can find some new picks for this week. So this is our mission right now. So what we will do, if I go back quickly to my slides, is we're gonna follow this little process. So I quickly go back to our process here. So we're gonna look at one setup at a time, starting off with our bounce setup, our bullish bounce setup. Based on what we see, we're gonna create a hot list, and then we're gonna go through our watches or hot list to add some detailed trade notes if needed. Okay, so let's start with our bullish bounce setup, which basically looks for the following. It looks for a stock which is in a long-term uptrend, but currently correcting. So we don't want to, blindly enter into a long trend. We want to enter when the time is right, when the trend is weakening a little bit and it's taking a pause. This is where you want to get interested. This is where you want to pay attention. This is where you potentially want to enter long into this uptrend. Why? Because then you pay less, of course, for this particular stock. And secondly, you have less risk on the table because your stop loss will be nearer by. So how can we find these symbols? Well, very simply, we're going to scan for long-term trending stocks, which are currently pulling back. And with the pullback coincides with a key support level as per our liquidity IQ indicator. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to go over to the dashboard. You can see it here. And I'm going to go to our end of day scanner. You can see we are scanning currently through 5,650 symbols. So a lot of symbols being scanned through. And I'm going to now do our scanning. So first criteria is we are going to look for bullish stocks. And for this one, we're going to use our MA Rush indicator. So MA Rush, of course, as you know, is this indicator here. I'm showing you right now on the chart. Now, maybe the stock is not the best one to find. Let me see if MA Rush is printing anything here. Give it a second. No, I'm going to pick a different stock. Let's see this one here. CNF. Oh, this is maybe also not the sorry, guys. Let me just find a good example here. The MOO, the Van Agri Business ETF. All right. So here you can see MA Rush is printing. Finally, I found a good stock. These labels onto the chart. Well, it shows you whether we are currently bearish or bullish. And oftentimes, we even have some traders who exclusively trade according to these levels here. And sometimes, if you have a stock that moves very nicely, you can actually, have a very nice, you can catch these swings very nicely in the move. Yeah, just simply by acting on these labels. But this is not what we want to do. We simply want to use this information to see whether a stock is currently bullish or a stock is currently bearish. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our MA Rush column here, which is based on this indicator, and we will filter by clicking on this little icon right to the right of it by bullish stocks. So I'm going to click on bullish, and you can see once done, we are now filtered down to only, in quotes, of course, only 2,787 stocks. So from our 5,600 symbols, we're down to 2,700. So roughly half of it, as you may expect. Okay, that was step number one. Step number two is we want a stock to be long-term bullish. Not a stock which just recently went bullish. Of course, this can be interesting too, but that's not the setup we're looking for right now. We want the stock to be as long that bullish as possible. So we're going to sort now from highest to lowest by duration. Do you see this little number next to the arrow here? That's your duration of how long has this bullish trend been going on. So I'm going to go click on it and I sort from highest to lowest. And some stocks that pop up right now are some currency stocks. Well, for example, Swiss yen, CHF, GPY has been bullish for a whopping 1,823 trading days. That's crazy. If we click on it, yeah, you can see that. Okay, MA Rush. Oh man, this is a nice trend channel I drew back in the day in 2023 here. We can see once this loads, yeah, that the stock is, oh, I should put this one real quick. I have to go to the setting here. Yeah, it's been bullish for a very long time. You can see it here. And if you're wondering, hey, why, Daniel, why didn't MA Rush show up when you first put it to the chart? That is actually a very simple reason for this. And in our bootcamp, it's also explained. It's because this particular symbol has no volume. So if you go to our volume read here, little background information, you can see there's no information. The volume is always zero. Because it's a currency symbol, our data provider doesn't submit volume for this particular symbol. Therefore, by default, the volume weighted averaging method will not work because the volume is always zero. So what I had to do is I had to switch it to a different averaging method, like the exponential averaging. And then you can see the reads here. So if you're experiencing MA Rush not loading at all, it's probably because that symbol has no volume. Therefore, MA Rush cannot be calculated. All right, but today we're going to focus on stocks. So I'm going to skip these currencies and let's look at the first stock one here, Climb Global Solutions Inc. All right, so this is a stock which has been bullish for 1,510 trading days. Yeah, you can see MA Rush is loading nicely, and you can see it here. We've been bullish since August or beginning of September 2019. That's a long-term bullish stock. Would I enter right now into this long upwards trend? Probably not. Why? Because prices are expensive. Yeah, we are near our all-time highs. So if you're a trend trader, of course you want to trade with the trend, but you don't want to enter arbitrarily. You want to enter at the right moment, when the trend takes a bit of a break, a bit of a breather, as you may say, and then you can get in at a much better price with less risk on the table. All right, so how can we find these moments in time where prices are pulling back? Well, one thing we could do is we could mix and match MA Rush with reads from our liquidity IQ indicator and asking the scanner, hey scanner, show me all these uptrending stocks where price is near a key support level. For example, here for this stock for Climb CLMB, we are nowhere near support level. Support is down here, price is all the way up here. That's not the right candidate. So let's filter them down more. We're going to go to our liquidity IQ setup column here and we'll select long bounce. Long bounce means price is near support level and we may be bouncing off this level towards higher price levels. Okay. So we're going to select long bounce. And once done, we can see, okay, now we're down to only 94 stocks. That's much more manageable. The first one that shows up is WCN, Waste Connections. And it's so fascinating because also the next stock here, Republic Services, is also in waste management. So two stocks in the exact same domain and industry. Very, very strange. So I guess waste management has been very bullish for a long time, but is taking currently a bit of a break. And we can see it here. We made all-time highs back in April this year, and then we had this bigger correction. Once we came down to the support level here, we bounced off, and now we're once again down near this support level. And once again, you could bet or anticipate, okay, we had our correction and we may be bouncing off this level towards higher price levels. Definitely an interesting stock. We're going to add this one to our watch list. So for this, I'm going to create a new watch list. I'm going to go here to our drop down, go all the way down and create a new watch list for the setups today. So create setups colon 2025-09-06. And I can't believe it's already September. Summer has already gone. Oh my goodness. Winter soon in Montreal will start. Oh well. Okay, so that's today's date. I'm going to create this watch list and I'm going to add WCN Waste Connections Inc. to our watch list. Done. We're going to revisit this a bit later. The next stock, Republic Services. It's so funny that they are so correlated. I'm going to say something about this later on because you definitely don't want to trade them both. They're very correlated, obviously. So also Republic Services has been bullish for 1,200 trading days for a very long time and is currently trading near a key support level with a liquidity capture. So I personally would probably pick RSG over WCN. I definitely won't trade both. I have to pick one of them. Why would I pick this one? It has also this liquidity capture event at support. Oftentimes, that's a factor which would further increase the likelihood. Of course, there are no guarantees, but it will further increase the likelihood of a bounce actually happening off this level rather than a break of this level. So definitely an interesting one here as well. And I know we had Republic Services many times on our watch list before. So I like the stock. It's a very stable, trending stock now at a key support level. I'm going to add this one as well. All right. Next, Hella GmbH, a German stock in auto parts. I am. The German automobile industry has been struggling. For fundamental reasons, I may shy away from this particular company, but it definitely has a valid technical setup. Yeah, it's long-term bullish. We are in the sideways range, bouncing in between support and resistance. And now we're once again down here at support. We had a liquidity capture a couple of days ago, and signs of a bounce are already showing. So definitely an interesting one, but perhaps for fundamental reason. I know the car industry in Germany is not doing too well. Maybe there's a correlation there, so you might want to be careful. But nonetheless, from a technical point of view, this is a valid setup. Oops, where did it go? We're going to add this one nonetheless to our watch list. Moving on, Williams Companies. I forget, where did we call this one out? Was it in our trade of the week on Monday? Maybe it was not. I forget. Definitely an interesting stock. It's an oil and gas midstream and long-term trending upwards for 1,191 trading days. A nice level 4 pullback as per our trend radar. Remember the indicator down here, which shows you these pullbacks. Yes, level 4 pullback. The first 4 rows are reddish. The last one is still green, and we are at a key support level. I personally bought some calls in this stock on Tuesday, I believe, when prices were at similar regions. And why did I buy calls? Because they were very cheap. You can see volatility is really small. These bars are actually really, really tiny. Price is just, bouncing around within a very narrow range, which makes option prices very affordable. This is why I decided to buy calls instead of selling puts or investing directly into the stock. So we'll see how this is going to pan out, but definitely an interesting setup for the next week as well. So we're going to add this one. And perhaps one more, Western Midstream Partners. And once again, there's so much correlation. This is why we have this industry column here. Look at this. The first 2 picks, WCN and RSG in waste management. Now the last 2 ones, Williams Companies and WAS, also in oil and gas, very correlated, bullish for a very similar amount of time. Let's have a look here. Yeah, the same thing here, approaching a key support level. What you don't want to do is you don't want to double down. So, you want to diversify. You pick one or the other, but you don't go long both. Both symbols. So I'm going to add this one as well to our list. We're going to pick one later on. Okay, this is a currency. Singaporean dollar, Australian dollar, just for the fun of it. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, also trading near the support level, but I don't swing trade currency. I'm going to skip this one. All right, and perhaps one more, AGO, the Assured Guarantee Ltd, in the insurance business, bullish for 1,128, 1,140, 40 trading days. Trading near support, not my favorite setup. It's just chilling out there. I would like to see an immediate bounce off these levels. This level actually was also penetrated in the past a bit, so not my favorite one. I'm going to skip this one for now. But you can see how easy it is to just go through these hits here in our scanner to pick the one that you like the best. And best of all, every single day when the market closes, new interesting stocks will be picked up, and you can check them out every single day and potentially act on them. All right.
Okay.
Perfect. Homer, are there any questions so far before we move on to the next setup?
Yeah, actually, let's get to some questions that are relevant to how people are reading the scanner and the charts.
Okay.
So, the first question, when you get a long bounce result, is the price bar touching the long bounce or does it appear before it actually gets to that spot?
It appears before. So we did have a couple of these symbols in the past where price is just nearby. You can see it here. This one here, it didn't really touch the zone yet. If I zoom out a little bit, prices are there at 1,900. The support level is only at 1,893. So it comes earlier. You get an early heads up. And then you can think about how you're going to act on it. Either you want to think about scaling into this position, perhaps take a little feel buy, as you may say, at the current price levels. It's a very small position size, and just scale in bigger as price perhaps goes further down, do some dollar cost averaging. This is one way to do it. Or the way I typically do it, I just patiently wait. I'm sitting on my hands until price actually hits that level, and then I'm going to go in at the best possible price.
Okay, and what is a bull signal and a bull signal less than 10?
Yeah,
So what's the difference?
yeah. This relates to our MA Rush column here. Great question. So there are many different filters that you can pick here. And let's start with the bull signal one first. So bull signal, this is not the scan we did, by the way. What we've done right now is to look for bullish, basically any stock which is currently on an uptrend. That's what we've done. But there's also a scan called bull signal. So bull signal means, if it's just that first scan here, or bear signal down here, it means a stock which has changed trend at the very last bar, where we see a bull label on the chart on the very last bar on the chart. So basically a trend change just happened. So let me just see if there are any. See if I know any of these in here. Not really. I'm going to pick, let's say this one here, Oscar Health Inc. Okay, you can see it here at the very last bar. We do have a bull label, meaning the trend changed from bearish to bullish at this very last bar. Here's another example. I'd say this LDI Loan Depot, we went to bullish at the very last bar. Before this, we were, well, not bullish, we were bearish. So this is what that scan does. But sometimes, you only get 5 hits. There's not many stocks which actually change trend direction every single day. There's only a few of them, in this case, 7 of them. Sometimes you want to be a bit more lenient. You want to see all the stocks where this trend change happened, let's say within the last trading days, or last 10 trading days. You can pick this one here, bull signal less than 10. You pick this one up, you see all the stocks where this trend change happened within 10 days. With the trend duration is less than 10. And this is what it means. Okay, I hope this was clear.
We have a great question from Steven here, but it's related to the TI matrix and swing trading. Would this be something that we'd want to address in the lunch and learn?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's take this away, Steve. Maybe Homer, take a note of this particular question, and Steve, we're gonna get to that question in our lunch and learn session on Tuesday. Yeah,
Perfect. The rest are symbol requests. So if you wanted to
perfect.
move on, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get to those in just a bit. Perfect. All right, so this was the first scan I really like. This is one of my favorite scans to scan for. But another scan I really like is what we call the zone break retrace. So we mentioned it when we discussed gold early on. So zone break retrace is something like this, where we break above a level. In this case, we break above a resistance level. You can see it here. Price went above this green line. We broke it. Prices initially go up, but then the market tries to fake you out. It comes down back to this level. And oftentimes, this is the launch pad you are waiting for, because oftentimes at this point, price is really going to take off in the breakout direction, in this case, the bullish direction. And we can scan for this zone break and then the retracement back to the level. How can we do this? You see, it's very simple. We go back to our dashboard. There we go. I'm going to clear out all our filters. Click this yellow button here. And then we're going to go back to our Liquidity IQ setup column. I click on it and I select simply long break retrace. I pick it out and you'll see, don't be scared, or don't be surprised. I should not scared, of course. Don't be surprised if we are down to a very few number of symbols, because that setup is very rare, but it's very powerful. So I click on it. You can see only 21 stocks have survived this setup. Wow, this filter. That's very rare. And then I typically sort by trend duration. And actually, uh, coincidentally, here we have a case where, like an ETH, Grayscale Ethereum Mini Trust. That's not spot Ethereum, but it's a stock where we broke above. Actually, look at this beautiful setup here. We broke above resistance. You can see it here. Prices initially go up, and then the retracement down to the level, and then we broke up again. We already saw this in the past, and this happens all the time. Down to the level, and then the actual move starts. So in this case, we had our move up, and now we're coming back down again. And once again, this could be an interesting long entry opportunity if prices come down a little bit closer to this level, to the 38 level. But what I wanted to say here is, why does Emmy Rush have a dash in here? Now, this question came up before. There's no number in there, and I explained, okay, this is a symbol which is relatively new. We don't have that much price data, where Emmy Rush has never changed its mind. It's always the same. You can see it here. There's no label on the chart. This is why there is a dash. There's no read on it. Of course, in this case, it seems clearly bullish, but Emmy Rush has not printed any label on the chart yet. Similar to this one here. It's a very similar symbol. The iShares Ethereum Trust ETF. I guess it's pretty much the same thing. Emmy Rush has not printed a single label. We broke above resistance and came back down. So I'm going to skip these two ones. I'm going to go to gold right away. It's not gold. This one here, GDG.AX, Generation Development Group Limited. This one looks interesting. It's been bullish for 1,135 trading days. Currently in a long break retrace setup for 5 trading days and a level 3 pullback. Let's check it out. All right, so what do we see here? Oh, and we had this one. Look at this one. It sounded familiar, and we can see it here. We did call it out once before. What a beautiful setup we had. We didn't get filled. Let me just quickly hide Emmy Rush here. Look at this one here. Zone break, retrace. I drew this entry zone here. We didn't quite get there, but this could have been a great long trade off this retracement. And prices jumped up exactly as anticipated, and now we're back down here in this vicinity. I still like it. If we perhaps come down a little bit further to the $6 mark, it's also a nice psychological level. We may expect another jump to the upside. So I'm going to add this one to our watch list. All right. That's an Australian symbol. And one more, and then we're going to move on. The SSM.AX, and then we do one more after this. Yeah, same thing here. Nice break above resistance. Prices went up, now came down again. This could be once again a nice long entry opportunity in this bullish stock. So I'm going to add this one as well. And perhaps one more. The CTRA, the Can't Trust REIT. Oh, it's a REIT. And by the way, guys, what you can do also with our dashboard, of course, is you can consider other factors which we didn't discuss much right now, such as dividends. So for a REIT, for example, you may say, okay, it's a REIT and it probably will pay out monthly dividends. And now you can benefit from this. And if you want to double check this, you can click on this little info box here next to the dividend yield, 3.93 on annualized. You hover over it, you can see, okay, every single month dividends. Oh, it's actually not true. I'm just contradicting myself. This is one of the REITs where it is not paid out monthly, it's paid out quarterly. But nonetheless, you can see, okay, dividends actually have been increasing quarter to quarter, which is always encouraging. It's an encouraging sign, and it's always something that if you want to hold the stock for a really long time, dividends and being able to reinvest dividends is always something of interest as well. And you can check this out in our dashboard with all these extra columns. This is why we pointed out our bootcamp early on, where you can learn all about these extra features. But yeah, interesting one. I'm going to skip this one. It's because, well, I guess let me just quickly see if I should skip it. 1 second. I mean, it does look good. We broke above the all-time highs, went up, came down just a bit far away. So if you cut coming down to this level, to the 33 level, maybe this is something to consider as well. Actually, let me add it to our list. And then we have one more to look at. Oops. Wrong watch list. 1 second. This one here. We have Expedia. You may know Expedia. Bullish for 439 trading days. We broke above resistance here, came up, came back down. We're still in the vicinity of this broken level. But also here, I would want to wait until we perhaps come down a little bit further. it's not the cleanest trend, which perhaps I don't like too much, but Expedia, it's kind of sideways-ish. Of course, we coming up here. Actually, I'm going to skip this one. It's not, the kind of trend I would like to see where things are just going up almost in a straight pattern. So we're going to skip Expedia. All right, perfect. Now let's see which stocks we have picked for today. So I'm going to go to our watch list. Right here, we can see we have 8 stocks picked. Let's go through some of them. That's the most interesting one. The first choice we're going to make is which one should we take? Waste Connections or Republic Services for potential long entry? I personally, just by looking at the scan results here, I will pick RSG, Republic Services. Why? Because we do have a liquidity capture on the last bar. Waste Connection doesn't have it. The last liquidity capture there was 32 bars ago, long time ago. Here we hit it at the very last bar. I like this. The trend duration is pretty much the same. So I will pick RSG over Waste Management. For a long entry, I'm going to add the stock to our trade notes here. I'm going to click on the trade notes symbol. I'm going to add a new trade note with today's timestamp, and we're going to add the chart to it. All right, WC, I'm going to skip. Of course, you want to pick one. Don't double dip. Don't overexpose yourself. So I'm picking RSG. Next pick, Williams Company versus Western Midstream. Both are in the same field in oil and gas. Let's see which one has the cleanest setup. And look at this one here, 9.46% dividend yield. Wow. For WS, I didn't even notice this. I'm just opening it up. When are dividends being paid out next? Do we have a date yet? Let me open up my corporate actions indicator. Oh, they were just paid out. Oh no. That's disappointing. Yeah, we just had dividends on in August. I guess you missed this one. So this will not be a big factor. But yeah, definitely a stock which pays nice dividends, as many oil stocks do. From a swing trading point of view, it's not the cleanest setup, I have to say. We came all the way down here, then we traded above. We hit a support level which was below the current level. So not the cleanest swing trading setup. I will stick personally with Williams companies. As I've told you, I have call options in that company, which are more or less break even right now. So I'm going to add this one to our watch list instead. So we're going to add Williams company with another screenshot. All right. Perfect. Hella GmbH, the automobile auto supplier, auto parts company. From a technical point of view, it's a beautiful setup right at this key support level. It has held in the past. I like it. I don't like the fundamentals. I think the German car industry is in trouble, which may affect suppliers as well. Even though it looks like there's a bounce going to be happening, we're too far away now, so I'm going to skip this one. If prices start coming down to the 80s, perhaps I will reconsider, but for now, I'm going to skip it. All right. So we had these ones. The Generation Development Group Limited, the AX, interesting stock. I want to wait until prices come down, perhaps to this entry level. We're very near, maybe another little jump down. Then I may consider a long position here. So I'm going to add this one to our list. There we go. And 2 more. We have Service Stream Limited. That's a very cheap stock, only $2. I'm going to skip it, even though this is a nice zone break retrace setup. I mean, from a swing trading point of view, there's definitely nothing wrong with it. Definitely a long-term uptrending stock. Australian stocks are typically quite low priced, but you know what? I'm going to add it too. Yeah, entry point around this level. If we're coming down here, I may consider a long entry at this psychological number of $2. So I'm going to add this one as well. All right. And finally, we have Care Trust REIT. Long break retrace setup. Yeah, also an interesting one. If we are coming down back to this level, could be an interesting entry opportunity also here in the long direction, in the direction of the overarching trend, which has been going on for 524 trading days. So let's add this one as well. Perfect. All right, so this concludes our scanning, but now we're going to look at some individual symbols and answer some questions. So Homa, do we have some symbol requests?
Yes, we do. Sorry, I was busy typing away, answering some questions here. Let's look at Keith's symbol, Sabanya, SVSW, please.
SVSW.
SB.
Oh,
as
SB.
in
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. SBSW. So let me go back to my end of day scanner, SBSW. Sabania
there you
Stillwater
go.
Limited.
Yeah.
So let's do some code reading first. I always like to challenge myself simply by looking. I didn't open the chart yet. This is still CARE Trust. So simply we're looking at the scan results here. What do we see? Well, we see a stock which trades at 859 right now. We are having a short bounce set up, meaning we are near, when I say we, price is near a key resistance level where we may bounce to the short side, and we've been bullish for 66 trading days. All right, so let's check it out. All right, nearish this, I guess this resistance level, not super close by. A couple of gaps here, down gaps, which may get tested. That's interesting. Definitely a bullish stock. Yeah, I like it. Level, we went up a little bit. I would wait potentially for another retracement down. This would have been, of course, the best opportunity to enter long. A level 4 pullback as per trend radar. Right now, it's a bit too expensive for me, and we're a bit too close to this resistance level. So I'll be careful. If we see another retracement down to maybe the 750 level, this could be an interesting long trade with a target or just below this resistance level. What else do we have?
We have RS, Lenny's request. It was a trade of the week a couple of weeks ago.
Yep, Reliance, was it? There we go. Reliance. Yeah. What did we do then? Steel. Okay. Let's see what we picked out. Ah, it's a beautiful trade.
Yeah. Lenny's
Yeah.
actually saying he's curious about the extended consolidation and what you think about that.
Yeah, it seems to be finished. As far as Friday's price action looks like, we did break above this flagging pattern here. I warned for it because if things continue for a long time in that tight range and we don't see the bounce right away, sometimes that's a bad sign. But here it seems like, yeah, maybe it was not. It was worth the wait, and prices are finally bouncing to the long direction. And the idea here is that we're gonna go towards this resistance level at around 325. Yeah, looks good. Mhm.
Ed wants to know if there's any chance the UPS, so let's take a look at UPS, has
Yeah,
finally hit the bottom and if it might start
yeah,
turning
it
around.
could be. I mean, it's hard to say in a stock which has been trending downwards for such a long time. Bearish for 740 trading days near a support level. Let's check it out. It's big. Lots of dividends, UPS, huh? I guess they're cheap right now. Nice dividend yield. Let me just see what the evolution of the dividends are. Yeah, going up over time. Interesting one. So maybe for for a really long-term perspective, this could be an interesting one because prices are, oh boy, they are at a support level, which, and of course, it has been at support levels before. You can see all these red lines along the way, which eventually were broken. Whether this one will be the bottom, it's really hard to say. But I tell you what, even if you invest right now into the stock with 7% dividend, if this can continue over time, it may be still worthwhile taking a shot, collecting some dividends, and then anticipating like long term. Let me just see, where were we before? Oh, in fact, this kind of coincides with this swing low here. That's probably why you say it. Yeah, it's worth a shot. With this nice dividend yield, you may think perhaps too big to fail. UPS, but who knows if it is really. It will recover eventually, especially when the tariffs are resolved. Maybe more goods will be transported again. Yeah, one may argue, okay, perhaps this could be a bottom, and now would be the time to invest into the stock. And given the nice dividend yield, maybe it's something you just want to hold on to it. Let's collect dividends. Oops, over time. 7.77% dividend yield is it's nice. And with the next dividend will probably be paid out in 2 months from now, maybe um October 19 or something. Yeah.
So is that the reason, Daniel, the tariffs
I don't know. No,
going down?
I don't think so. It's been going down before that.
It's
Yeah.
pretty scary.
Yeah. But sometimes for these big stocks, I mean, I'm not sure if UPS is too big to fail as one might say, but Pfizer, for example, PFE, Pfizer, 7% dividend yield, a stock which has been beaten up lately after COVID. They really were just on a one-way street downwards. You can see it here. That to me as a company too big to fail. I'll have no problem going long here, just collecting dividends, collecting 7% every single year. It's a company which reliably pays high dividends. They haven't decreased the dividends in forever. You can see it's going up over time, the little values there, the amounts. Uh, if you want to just hold on to it, collecting dividends as price is consolidating and then hoping in the long run it's going to go up again. Yeah. But that's a different style of investment, dividend-based investments. Yeah.
BAPA would like to look at FGen, please. FGEN.
Yeah. FGen bearish for 551 trading days in biotechnology. Let's check it out. Yep. All right. What's going on here? Yeah. I mean, not my cup of tea. Oh boy, where's this one coming from? That's yeah. I would not go long or short this stock. This is a bit too crazy for me. Hmm. This looks like a stock in free fall, even though we did recover a little bit. I would not trust this recovery, I think. Even though we switched to bullish, it's just too much of a downtrend. And yeah, this kind of volatility, these are the stocks I personally will not touch. Maybe if you just want to speculate a very little amount, hoping for a home run trade. But you know, the way we invest typically or trade, this stock would not qualify for that.
Let's take a look at CRWD, please.
CRWD, CrowdStrike. Yeah,
WD, yeah.
yeah, yeah, CrowdStrike. Bullish for 479 trading days. Let's check it out. Yeah, currently pulling back. All right. Looks like a zone break retrace setup. You can see it here. We went above this resistance level, came all the way up here to 518. Now the big correction down back to this resistance level at around 400, big psychological number. We may see a bounce here. You can see only a level 4 pullback despite this huge move down. Just level 4 pullback as per trend radar. And yeah, could be an interesting long one considering this is a long-term uptrend. These corrections have happened in the past. You can see it here, went down quite a bit. Here as well, here as well. Every time this has been bought up over time. Yeah, I like it for a long entry. Good call.
So Keith wants to know if you think that CTAS will go
Yeah.
down to 184 support.
I hope not, because I sold puts on CTAS. I believe it was our trade of the week a while back. The idea was that this support level is going to hold. It did not hold. Prices are trading now a bit lower. Nothing dramatic yet. And I am hope the only thing I don't really like right now. Well, first of all, I'm gonna tell you what I like about this stock. I like that it's in a stable uptrend. Yeah, this is just the corrective phase. I think this uptrend will eventually continue. That's what I like about the stock. That's why we picked it. That's good. What I don't like about this right now is that we didn't hold here. That was our idea. The next level is only all the way down here at 184. And I'm not sure what the question about which level did you call out for this one? I forget. So I don't know where prices are gonna stop. I'm
184.
hoping,
184 does.
yeah, yeah, it might be. That's the level here. It might be. I'm hopefully not because I'm long the stock since all the way up here. But yeah, that is a possibility. Absolutely. But you know what? You can't have all winners, and what you want to do is you don't overinvest in the sense that hey, you can actually wait out this trade. So this is something I probably will do. I'm gonna keep it open. It's a small position I have. You know, I risk managed this very nicely. It's a small buy which I took. Even if it goes down here, it's not the end of the world for me. I'm just gonna wait it out until this stock will be continuing its upwards move.
Gernot wants to look at CEG, please.
Yeah,
And
Constellation Energy.
while you pull that up, I know we have a few new users here today, so there's no right or wrong symbol. So if there's anything that
Yeah.
you're looking at and you're not sure about, please put it in the Q&A. It's a great way to learn
Hmm.
how to use the dashboard.
Yeah, for Constellation Energy, it's really nice. I like it. Great setup. Long-term bullish stock, right at the support level right now. So yeah, interesting long opportunity here. That's one of our stocks we've been looking at the stock for a long time. You can see this little bull flag drawn, and here we eventually broke above it. Then great follow through. Another retracement back to this level, and yeah, I'm interested in the long position here. Looks good.
Aubrey wants to look at Zscaler.
Yeah, Zscaler. All right, bullish of 193 trading days. Let's check it out. Yeah. Wow, nice zone break retrace, huh, Aubrey? That looks good. Big move up, now a bit of a consolidation here. And this is always what I'm telling you. Don't get too excited when we had this breakout, like in gold right now. There might be a retracement coming, even though this took multiple months for it to come down. Now back to this broken resistance level. We almost did, what was this gap? Kind of almost feel that this gap will be filled here. Maybe not, I might be wrong, but this little thing here. Oftentimes when prices come down all this way, they're also going to fill this gap on its way before we see a bounce to the higher levels. This may happen. If it does, I'll be very interested in a long setup, a long trade here. But I'll be careful. We did see this nice bounce at this level, but maybe there's another push further down to fill this gap.
Aubrey saying that also Cyberstock is close to a zone break retrace.
Okay. Is that the name of the companies? Ah, okay. What about that? Oh, but it's probably the ETF, right? Aubrey, which is tracking cybersecurity.
Yeah, Aubrey, maybe you can clarify that, and we'll get to that after. Moshe would like to look at UNH, please.
United Health, yes. Have a look. Okay, so bearish for 119 trading days. That's actually interesting. Just a cold read once again. A good challenge. So definitely a bearish stock for more than 100 trading days. Currently at a resistance level and a level 4 pullback to the bearish side. That's an interesting short idea. I'm telling you right now. Let's look at it. So opening it up. So we are bearish. Oh yeah, I like it for a short. Look at this. Uh, well, puts, of course, don't actually short the stock outright. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, right at this resistance level, level for bearish pullback, meaning the first four rows are green, the last one is red, meaning the long-term trend is down. But then we had this little correction to the upside towards this resistance level, and we have a nice gap to be filled here. So yeah, I like this one for a short. Mhm.
Let's look at NCLH. Bapa is asking.
NCLH. No, oh, Norwegian. Nice. Cruising. Bullish for 435 trading days. Yeah. Nice stock. Just for nearing a resistance here. I would be careful. We may see a bounce off this level. But yeah, besides this, yeah, a nice long stock. But I would not go long right now. Too close to this resistance level and also this resistance level just on top.
Let's get to some questions, Daniel, and then we can
Hmm.
come back to
Yeah.
looking at symbols. Is that okay?
Hmm.
We'll get through these. Yeah. So Gerald wants to know, is it possible to include the trading indicators options volatility number as a column in the dashboard? I think
The number itself, I mean, this one here is the actual number, what it is. Um, Yeah, I guess it is possible. There's one trick you can do, Gerald, right now, a little hack, so to say. You can export this entire scanner with all the 5,600 stocks to CSV. Just show you this one. This is really fast. I exported this. It gets downloaded. I can open it up now. And then in that exported spreadsheet, you will actually see that number here. So now you can use Excel to filter through it if you like. So for example, you can go here, put a filter on in Excel, and then maybe sort from largest to smallest or something. Wow, crazy. Which one is this? SNAX, 4,800. Oh, but I guess these are dependent on the price levels too. So yeah, I think just by looking at the number without knowing what the price is, that's why we didn't do it. We have these categories here. Might be not so telling. But yeah, if you want to see the raw number, you can do this export trick. All right.
Governor wants to know how can we access the setups from today?
Oh, a great question. You can't right now because I forgot to share it. But let me do this right now. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to unshare these setups from August 2nd, and I'm going to share the new one. Oh, yeah, I'm going to share this one here. Okay, now you're going to have it in your dashboard, Gernot. You should be able to see it if you go to this drop down here under shared watch list. I don't see it right now because I'm the one sharing them, but you should be able to see them in bluish shared watch lists, which are basically watch lists which I just shared right now. All right.
So GDGAX, can we take a look at that?
Yeah,
So it
I think we
broke the
had this
resist.
right now, didn't we? Yeah, that was one of our trades that we looked at
So the
for
question
long
is,
break
why
retrace.
doesn't the chart redraw the resistance? Because it broke the resistance zone.
First of all, the chart doesn't redraw anything. It will just keep things where they are, so we have a clear picture. Uh, and I don't see it breaking the resistance level because it's right here at 595. Prices didn't come down there. But even if it came further down, it will leave this level where it is, so it doesn't redraw or repaint in that sense. It will keep the levels where it saw them at the time they were identified, to just give you a true picture of what, would have happened, how you would have seen it back in the day if you go back in time. All right, I see GNH from Garrett as a
J
symbol request. Johnson and Johnson. Yeah. Okay, so
J
30
and J.
J. Yeah. Well, that's my, the way I pronounce these letters. Yeah. J Johnson and Johnson. Yeah, bullish stock since July 2025. Broke above resistance here. Yeah, too expensive for me right now. There's also a resistance level here at 186. If we see a bit of a retracement down to the 170 level, I could get interested perhaps for a long trade. But right now, too expensive and too near to this resistance level. There's not that much upside potential right now.
And can we take a look at VRTX?
Yeah. Vertex Pharmaceuticals, long
Yeah,
bounce.
so Lenny's saying that it's very bearish. And I think you had spoken about this before. Why
Yeah.
did you say it's doing what you expected?
Well, because it's bouncing off this level here. So this bounce seems to be in progress. And what I like about this one is that we've seen similar things before. Look at this gap down here towards this key level, and over time we came up. Even though it took a while, you can see also it just took a while. Eventually we came back up. Kind of looks like a rinse and repeat, kind of down here, just hanging out there, and hopefully it's gonna go up. And what I also like about this one, well, a couple of things. It's long-term bullish. We had 97 trading days. So if you go down here, you can see we're just consolidating right now after this all-time high in this broad channel, and we are at the lower end of the channel. And I like the fact that we do have a nice gap to be filled here. So prices hopefully will fill this gap. And for prices to fill this gap, they have to go up at least to this level here, 444. So some of the reasons why I liked this setup. Of course, I don't have the crystal ball. It may as well also go bearish, but if it does, I know where to get out, just below this level here at 359. So relatively low risk. And of course, trading is all about risk management. Compare what is your upside potential versus your risk, position size accordingly, and then over time, it's a numbers game. You want to over time build up your success, not just one shot. Great.
And Lenny's, it's more of an observation, but maybe we can talk about this just a little bit. The stocks on the scanner, are they a subset of the stocks in Trading View?
Yeah, they are a subset. So we do have a fair amount of stocks. Not like TradingView. They have, yeah, of course, they have other resources. But what perhaps is more powerful with our dashboard is we focus on the stocks which are the most popular one, and you can scan through all of this. This is not possible in TradingView. TradingView, they don't have a scanner which allows you to scan through 5,000 different stocks for very specific criteria. You can do some generic scanning, but for a specific criteria like being near support, having liquidity captures, stuff like this, that's not possible in TradingView. This is where our dashboard comes in. This is one of the reasons why we created the dashboard in the first place. Because I think being able to scan for these very rare setups, and sometimes, for zone break retrace, we only had 22 stocks out of almost 6,000. It's a super rare setup, but these can be the diamonds in the rough sometimes, which allow you to, find these winners or these interesting high probability setups that you're looking for. But yeah, overall, it's a subset of the TradingView stocks. But having this said, Lenny, if you have some symbols which you would like to be added, send us a quick note and we will add these symbols to the dashboard. We do this every single week. I believe Gernot, he sent me an email early on this week with, I think, 6 or 7 symbols. They've already been added. So yeah, send me a note and we'll be happy to see if you can add your symbol to it.
Perfect. I think that's it.
Great. Yeah, that was fun. Okay, a couple of last things to wrap up. I'm going to go back to my slides. Oops, there we go. All right. What were these? Well, first one, ebook. Yeah, don't forget about our nice ebook, The Power of Three at tradingindicators.com/power-of-3. And of course, if you want to try out our awesome scanner, go for a free trial at tradingindicators.com/view. No contract whatsoever. Sign up for this free trial, and you will get instant access and you can start scanning. And the beautiful thing about the dashboard is that even though we have these scanning session every Saturday, you can scan every single day when the market closes. And I promise you, every single day, there will be interesting setups to consider. So we do it all the time. We trade all the time according to our scanner. It's really fun. It's part of my routine every day, and perhaps it can be part of your routine as well. With this last thing, we do have our special still going on where you will get 30% off our market IQ indicators, liquidity IQ and volume IQ, and our market sentiment indicators, which are MA Rush, Trend Radar, TI Matrix, and TI Pairs. If you want to take advantage of the 30% discount, simply go to tradingindicators.com/story and enter the discount code STORY. And this special will run out tonight. With this, guys, have a great weekend. Take some time to rest, recover, and be prepared for the next week. It's going to be an exciting one. Also, if you have any questions that we didn't cover, you can always reach out to us via our homepage at tradingindicators.com. Go to the main menu, click on support, then contact, put your question into the contact form, and we will answer every single question personally. With this, guys, have a great weekend. Thanks so much for being here, and
Thank
talk to you
you.
soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.